Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be filming my March wrap-up video. This month I read 8 books, and by read I mean 2 of them were audiobooks. I'm going to go in the order that I finished them and give a rough idea of what the story is about and how many stars I gave it on Goodreads. I'm not going to do an in-depth review as I will be filming reviews for these books separately at some point. I'm going to try not to leave it too long. I just have a lot of videos to edit at the moment. So starting off with the first book I finished is Beastly by Alex Flynn. I started this in February but I finished it in March. I think that still counts. It is loosely based off Beauty and the Beast, which I love. I really am enjoying retellings. This one is based in modern day New York. I have done a review about this, so I will leave a link to that in the description box below. But I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads. The second book I read in March was The Chronicles of Narnia, The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. I have noticed that people have said that this is the last book, but this was published by HarperCollins as the first book, and it's kind of a prequel in a way. It just introduces how Narnia came about, and I'm not going to really do a review right now because I'm going to read all the books and then do a review about every single one in one video. It wasn't my favourite and I gave it 4 stars. I mean, I would probably read it again, but wasn't my favourite. The next book that was the first in the Inkworld series, Inkheart by Cornelia Funk. I absolutely loved the story. It was absolutely amazing. I really loved how it was basically completely different to the movie because I saw the movie first before reading the books. I loved it. I definitely prefer the book to the movie, though I couldn't separate the characters from the characters in the movie with the book. So I was seeing Brendan Fraser whenever Mo was mentioned, which is the dad in the story, but I pictured Maggie completely different, so she was easy to separate. So was Capricorn. If you've read it, you know who I'm talking about. I'm not going to give spoilers, but I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads. The next book wasn't a book, so to speak. It was an audiobook, and I listened to this one on LibriVox, and it was Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and I absolutely loved it. I probably won't listen to it again. I will probably read it again in the future. The audiobook side of it did definitely play some part in my rating. I did enjoy the story. I was so into it and it was just so good and I loved it. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. The next book was not a book again, it was an audiobook. And this one was on YouTube, but it was The Curious Case of Benjamin Button by F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have read F. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby and I absolutely loved it. So when I saw that this book was by him, I had no idea. I wanted to listen to it because I love F. Scott Fitzgerald's writing. And after listening to this, honestly, I think F. Scott Fitzgerald is one of my favourite authors. I just need to read all of his books, but I very much enjoyed the storyline for it. It was very different and lovely. It was funny at times, but also really emotional kind of at times. I don't know how to explain what I liked and didn't like about it. I gave that 5 stars on Goodreads. Next we have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I absolutely loved the story. I didn't really cry during it, if that makes sense, until the epilogue. That just made me really emotional. I love the storyline. I don't usually like stories that are written in diary form or in letter form because I can't find a way to put myself in the book. This, I absolutely loved it. It didn't take me too long to read it, I don't think. It took me about 3 days to finish, and it's a short book, but because of the letter system of it, it took a while to get into it because of that. But once I started to ignore the fact it was in letter form, I found it really easy to get through and I absolutely loved it. And I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I will definitely be reading this again in the future. The next book I don't have with me as my friend is borrowing. It is The Good Girls by Sarah Shepherd. It is the second book in the Perfectionist series, and after reading The Perfectionist, the first book, I was like, this is a really good series, I need to get the next book. And then I got the next book and I read it almost straight away, and I started it on my birthday and finished it in 2 days. Pretty similar to Pretty Little Liars, except some of it is quite different. Again, I won't go into too much detail because I want to do a review of it later on. I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads and I highly recommend it to everyone. This series, everyone needs to read it. And the last book is The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Holy shit. I am very, very late to this bandwagon. But honestly, I started reading it before and I couldn't get into it. I don't think it was the right time to read it. So I finished and started book 1 and it was absolutely amazing. I gave this 5 stars on Goodreads and I will definitely be reading this book again. I have to get the rest of the series, but I've got books 2 and 3, book 1 of Infernal Devices and book 1 of Dark Artifices, Lady Midnight. I cannot wait to read it, but I want to read them in order. But no, yeah, I've very much enjoyed this and I can't wait to pick up the next book. So that is my March wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed filming it and I enjoyed reading all of these books and listening to 2 of them. Let me know what books you read in the month of March in the comments below and we can have a discussion. Also follow me on Instagram, Twitter and add me on Snapchat, and also don't forget to check out my last video and also check out my blog because I'm going to try and post there more frequently because I'm not at the moment. But I will see you soon with another video. I hope you enjoyed this one. Bye guys!